good, beautiful people? It's your girl, Ashley Janae. I just got off the phone with a friend that I haven't seen in a while, and she saw one of my YouTube videos, one of my recipe videos, and she called me about some advice on how to really get started on the wellness journey. So I gave her a few little tips and ideas, some things that she could do, and she was like, man, you just don't understand. You make it look so easy. And I don't ever feel like I'm trying to make it look easy, but my goal is to make it look doable, because like with most things, I feel like it's not complicated, it's just hard. And this wellness journey is no different. But I wanted to really encourage you by being transparent about my journey, because so many times I'll get somebody that says, well, it's easy for you. You've been doing it for so long, and you know what you're doing, and you like to cook, and all of these things that are just not true. And even one young lady said in one of my comments, like, man, I wish I was like you and I could just do it like you do it. And the reality is I fall off and get back on all the time. And I think it's important to let you know that, because that's exactly what a journey is. It's a journey. There's no straight shot. Now, I'm not making excuses for falling off. I never tried to do that. But I have my own set of hurdles. So I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of insight on my journey, how it began, where it is now, and some of my actual challenges and what I'm doing going forward. So, my health journey really began because of my family. In 2007, I lost my great-grandmother. And in 2011, I lost my grandmother. And those rocked my world in a tangible way, because after my great-grandmother passed, it was not even a year after that. That's when I gave up beef, pork, and pop. Literally all in the same day. I said, I'm done. Because this was a few years after I'd gotten out of college, and I was huge. I was overweight. I was just over 200 pounds. And that's saying a lot, because I'm 5'2" on a good day. So I'm not trying to body shame anyone who might have those same proportions or dimensions, but that's just my story. Not only did I not like how I looked, but I didn't like how I felt. I didn't have energy. I was tired. I was having knee problems and aches and pains. And I'm like, man, I'm too young for that. So after watching my great-grandmother pass and watching her life deteriorate in those last few years, it really gave me some perspective and just gave me the jump start that I needed. Because any other time that I'd have a conversation or overhear a conversation about wellness, it would always be, I'm going to eat what I want, I do what I want. Our grandparents was raised on that, and talking about things like soul food, the sugar, the salt, the pork, the fat, the oil, the grease, the starches, and the type of demographic that I come from, that's just commonplace. And then when I lost my grandmother in 2011, she was such a big, huge part of my world that it messed me up. And so I decided around that time to get even more serious about my health and actually incorporate exercise, because up until then I had never really taken exercise seriously. And even when I just cut out the beef, the pork, the pop, and I had stopped drinking cow milk around that time also, I kind of just lost weight. Like in 4 or 5 months, I had lost about 35 pounds without doing anything else really extra. I just cut out those things. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't eating a salad every day. But I just cut those things out, and I saw the weight coming off, so I kind of got content. So around 2010, I had gotten to about 165 pounds. Now, this is nothing to say for my health yet, because I still had a lot of unhealthy habits, but I had gotten down. I lost the weight, and I was about 165 pounds. And then when I got serious about the exercising, I wasn't going to a gym or things like that. I lived in West Baltimore at the time, and I used to jog around this lake called Drew Hill Lake. And when I would jog around there, literally I thought, well, I ran hurdles in high school and I ran track, so this would be nothing. My very first day going out on the track, I was dead after 3 minutes. My chest was burning. I couldn't breathe. My body was like, quit, you're gonna die. So it was a struggle, but I kind of found some consistency. I found my stride, so to speak, and I gave myself some mental markers to say, yes, boom, check it off, got this, got this. So I did well. So come 2013, 2014, I had gotten my weight to a solid between 135 and 145. I was always around there, 135 and 145, and it will fluctuate, but within that range. So I was doing pretty well. And then around 2016, that was 2014, 15, I was doing well with my weight. And then 2016, I ran into this documentary called Cowspiracy, and it wasn't this one-hitter quitter, but that was the day that I really became a vegetarian and I stopped eating meat altogether. And it wasn't just because of the documentary, and I had to explain that to someone else. It was a culmination of things. So the health problems with my family took me on a journey of doing a lot of research, a lot of reading, and finding correlations between nutrition, diet, and disease. And I was determined not to go down the path that so many of my elders, family members, friends, family members have gone down. And I said, okay, I started doing that research. But then when I met people that were vegan or vegetarian and things like that, they opened up my perspective to, okay, animal cruelty issues and things like that. Okay, another piece of the puzzle. But then I saw this documentary called Cowspiracy, and this is not a promotion, this is just my real life story. It opened up my perspective to the sustainability issue. And then that day, literally, I didn't know I was going to become a vegetarian. I just said, okay, I don't want to eat chicken today. Because at the time, I was only eating chicken and fish, seafood. I lived in Maryland, so I was definitely eating seafood. And I would eat chicken every now and then. It wasn't my favorite, but I would eat it. And I said, I'm not going to eat chicken today. My mom was literally making chicken. And I was like, I'm not going to eat chicken today. And then that day became, let's see if I can do it for two days. And then it was, let's see if I can do it to the end of the week. And then it was, I'm going to see if I can do it for the next month. Because I remember I saw the documentary on September 29th. Excuse me. And so October, I said, I'm going to go all of October and see if I can do no meat. And I did. And it became easier and easier. And I think a big part of it was the fact that I was determined. I had a goal in my mind, and my priority was my health, and everything that I had learned was just, I was taking it all in. So by 2016, I stopped eating meat, and I stopped eating meat for 2 years straight. And my big struggle has always been dairy and sugar. Now, I'm not a candy person. My weakness is things like pastries, cakes, cookies, ice cream, donuts, those type of things. Not candy. That is not my thing. But I grew up in a house where your grandparents know how to make 10 different pies, 7 different ways, and you gonna eat good. Everything, all our food had some type of sugar in it, salt, fat. So that's where my palate was, like most of us. But after 2016, up through last year, I did not eat meat. And I tried to stay away from cheese, but that was my biggest hurdle. Even when I stopped eating fish for a little while, I was still eating cheese. It was a struggle. Cheese pizza, Donato cheese pizza is one of my weaknesses. And cookie dough ice cream, that used to be my favorite. So, fast forward. However, something happened and I incorporated meat back into my diet. And I can give whatever excuse or reason But something happened. I was out. I think it had something to do with my work schedule, but I incorporated meat back into my diet. And by meat, I mean chicken again. And it kind of made me sick. It was actually just last year, 2018. It kind of made me sick. Not super sick, but sick. And I didn't do it again. Oh, I was Ubering. And we were out for hours. And the person I was with was like, I'm about to stop and get some chicken. And I was hungry. And I was looking at it like, man. And I was like, man, one little piece of chicken is not going to hurt me. One piece of chicken turned into a plate of chicken. It was one of those rotisserie chickens that is already hot, ready to go, whatever. So slowly but surely from that spiraled into, I started picking up all kinds of meat. Everything from beef, pork, chicken, fish, everything came back. And sometimes people have this idea and they say these things that are often cliche, like if you know better, you do better. And the reality is, if you know better, you just know better. That doesn't dictate your habits, your addictions, or your behaviors in any type of way. So I didn't do better, but I knew better. So I tried to curb it as much as possible, and I gave myself justifications about why it wasn't so bad and all of these things, right? And so that, coupled with the fact that I had gotten in a car accident, lost my car, lost my jobs, and I went through a rough patch for a couple of months. Now, I'm a person that eats my emotions. That's not an excuse. That's just the reality. I eat my emotions. Whether I'm real high up or I'm real low down, I eat my emotions. So in 2018, I just began eating and eating and eating. So much to the point where I just didn't care. And even there's this self-sabotage thing that I feel sometimes, and I've heard other people say they feel it too. Like if I'm in a bad mood or having a bad day, I'm gonna be like, I'm getting that cupcake and I don't care. Or I'm gonna eat that pizza and I don't care. So I went through a lot of that in 2018. It was a lot of good things going on though. But I had developed bad habits coming out of 2017, going into 2018, and then boom, lose my car, lose 2 jobs at the same time. It was just a lot going on in my world. Then a few months later, when I got a new work schedule, got a new job, got a new work schedule, I was getting up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning going to work. When I come home, I'd be exhausted. I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to clean. I didn't want to wash any dishes. So I was eating a lot of stuff like oodles and noodles. I was eating just quick pizza rolls, pizza, French fries, a lot of stuff, just stopping on the way, grab it, eat it. I don't care enough to feel bad about it. And it continued throughout 2008. And so we get these spurts of, all right, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do good. And I got those. And of course, like always, when I'm feeling encouraged or inspired, or if I get some good advice, I share it with other people. So I even got back on my health journey, and I did good for about 2-3 months. And I started paying attention a lot to Dr. Sebi in 2018, but I found it to be a little bit overwhelming, that alkaline vegan lifestyle. And it's not to say that it's impossible. Other people do it, and they do it magnificently. And there's a lot of resources, YouTube videos that you can use if that's the route that you're going. For me, I was overwhelmed because I already had a busy schedule. I had a lot going on in my world, building my own business, working a full-time job, trying to keep my house straight, things like that. And then I had trips coming up. I went to Africa / Dubai, becoming a content creator for YouTube. It was just a tailspin. And so while I was becoming greater in other areas of my life, where I was improving and seeing all these great results, in so many other areas of my life, I allowed my health to fail. And even if you pay attention to my older videos, or if you know me personally and you look at my old videos, or my old pictures from 2017, the end of 2017 even, till now, I've gained so much weight. Actually, since the end of 2017 till now, I've gained 50 pounds. So that doesn't even sound like someone that can give you advice or nutrition, but people have seen me do it. They watch me lose the weight. They know that I know the recipes. I know how to put something together. I have the information. But like I said, knowing better does not mean you always do better. And I really want you guys to take this in, because the reality is, like I said before, it is a journey. You're going to learn so much on your journey. You're going to fall so much on your journey, but you cannot let that stop you. You just cannot quit, and you can't beat yourself up when you don't do everything perfect. And one of the things I've learned, if nothing else, on this journey, just this wellness journey in particular, is to stop seeking perfection. Like when I was trying to do the alkaline vegan thing, which I did for about 3 months, I did a mucoid plaque cleanse, which was amazing actually. And then I was finding all these recipes to do foods that didn't contain starch, or just foods that were not mucus forming. And I have a whole entire playlist, a vlog, 30 days of what I ate, all the vlogs with all the recipes, excellent recipes. But then I fell off. I went back working. I was coming home. I wasn't cooking. I just wasn't. And so what I learned more than anything was that you cannot look for perfection in everything. So when you find something to be limiting, start with where you are. That is the best advice that I can give you. Don't try to be raw tomorrow. Don't try to be vegan tomorrow. Don't try to be alkaline electric tomorrow, or whatever it is that you decided this is going to be my goal. Understand, one, it doesn't have to be set in stone, and you're free to change based on your body, based on your schedule, because there are so many factors that go into it, and everybody's health and wellness journey is not going to be the same. I know people that are in much better physical shape than others who eat lots of meat, dairy, and things like that. Now, there's people on the other side that would beg to differ and say, well, your insides look this way and that way. Don't get caught up in the arguments. While they may be valid, you have to start with where you are, or else you will get overwhelmed. And that's what I see happens to a lot of people. And for some reason, because I make the videos, people feel like I don't get overwhelmed either, because all you see is those few minutes of YouTube footage. And so you feel like, oh, she got it. And I don't. The skin I'm in now, this weight that I'm carrying, is not healthy. Clinically, I'm obese, because to be at 5'2", I'm almost 190 pounds right now. And that's extremely unhealthy. I told you, 2015, 16, I was fluctuating between 135 and 145. So this is a huge difference. This is night and day from where I was. And my goal is not to be skinny or to be thin, but my goal truly is to be healthy. That's where my wellness journey began, and that's where I want to take it. So I've been just doing a lot of meditating, and I've been doing a lot of trying to shift things in my life, because finding a balance is so extremely difficult, and it's nearly impossible, I would say. But I have learned how to create harmony with the things that I prioritize or hold with the most esteem in my life. So in finding harmony with my schedule as a creator, as an aspiring entrepreneur who is currently building a business, developing a product, shooting promo videos, still traveling, and things like that, finding harmony and finding out on an even greater level how to say no to other people, how to say no to myself, and develop an equilibrium about myself. So where I am now is, once again, I'm going to do a cleanse. And with all the information and all the different things that I've tried, I put together a 2-week power cleanse that I'm going to be doing starting next week. I have to travel this weekend, so I know that I won't be able to cook, but I am going to be doing a 2-week power cleanse as a restart. So I invite you, if you want to do a cleanse, if you just need to get restarted, if you want to just take a few of the tips and tricks and incorporate them into your own wellness journey, come on. Because you don't have to do it my way. These are just tips. This is just advice from one student to another. I am not the master teacher. I am the student when it comes to this wellness journey. Now, other areas, I can be the teacher. But in this area, I'm your partner. I'm your co-student. And I'm learning just like you are. So all of the cool tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, all the great advice that I've gotten, understanding what it means to have a schedule, have a full-time job, run kids to practice, and things like that. With all of that in mind, I created a 2-week power cleanse that I'm going to be doing. And I've actually already started putting some of the recipes together. So that'll be next week. But for now, I just hope that this was encouraging to you so you understand, 1, you are not alone, and 2, you can do it. It's not complicated. It's not. It's just hard. But you got this. So I hope this was encouragement to you. Let me know so I can know going forward when I go to do this 2-week power cleanse, what are the areas where you struggle most with? Is it your time? Is it cooking? Is it knowing how to shop? What to shop for when you go to the store? Is it recipes that you need? Is it tools and supplies that you might need to get? Whatever it is, let me know. If you're looking for good supplements or things like that, let me know in the comments below what it is that you're looking for. I will tell you that what I'm going to be doing in the cleanse, there will be no meat. There will be no dairy. Okay? That's just out. For me personally, that's just out. I'll give you a few ideas for supplements, but a word of caution. Whenever you add supplements into your diet, even if they're just organic, natural herbs, I would suggest adding them in one at a time, because you never know. I had an experience myself where I added in a few different herbs and I had to do a process of elimination because one of them was actually making me break out in hives. And it was all natural herb, veggie capsules, but it just did not interact well with my body. So I encourage you to make sure that if you have a health professional that you trust in your life, then consult them, tell them what you're doing. If you have any health issues, also consult your doctor about any diet changes that you might want to make. But that's coming up next week, 2-week power cleanse, and I'll take as many people on this journey with me that want to come, whether it's 1 people or 1,000,000 people. If you're ready to restart, just like me, if you've fallen down and got back up, don't worry about it. Sometimes we count the amount of times that we've fallen, but from my perspective, I haven't fallen 1,000,000 times. I've mastered the art of getting back up because I've done it 1,000,000 times, and you can do it too. So thank you so much for watching. Please smash that like button if you found value in this video, and share it with somebody that you care about. Share it with your accountability partner. Share it with somebody that you know can use this information that you want to take along with you for the journey. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, family.
Did you know I picked out a video just for you? Really, I did. I put it right here. Click it. Click it right now so you can check it out. Just for you.